What's going on, YouTube people? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to bring you part 4 of I'm taking Solihull Moors to the Premier League. If you've seen the first 3 parts, you'll know that we went through the Vanarama National season, got promoted, we went through the summer transfer window for the 24-25 season, the first one for us in the Football League. In today's episode, we've moved to the 1st of January 2025. I'm going to show you how the new players are getting on. We're going to show you how we've been getting on in the league. I'm going to show you the finances going into the transfer window in January, and then we're going to wrap up by looking at what we might be able to improve squad wise going forward. So let's kick things off by having a look at the competitions tab and showing you that we are actually leading the way in Sky Bet League 2. A little bit unexpected, wasn't too sure if the squad was strong enough to go out and just get back-to-back promotions, but it seems like we are on course. We are currently sat played 25 with 48 points, although Doncaster have only played 24. They're on 46, so there is a chance that they could overtake us. If we go in and look at Sky Bet League 2 in a bit more detail, we can break it down. We have played 25. We have won 15 games, drawn 3, lost 7, have a goal difference of just 15, but we have 48 points. As I said, 2 points clear of Doncaster, 3 points clear of Exeter, 6 points to Bristol Rovers, and we are 8 points ahead of Notts County in 7th place, and we are 10 points ahead of Salford, who are just outside of the playoff places currently. Looking at some quick stats, we can see that Toure is leading the way with goals. He has scored 14. Price has 7 assists so far on the season. Maycock has 10 yellow cards. Just to quickly run through the schedule and show you where we were at then. When we left off yesterday, we had just finished with the pre-season, so we kicked off our league campaign with a 3-1 victory against Crewe. We then lost in the Carabao Cup first round to Exeter in a disappointing game where we really didn't play very well. We then backed that up with 2 wins, 2-1 against Swindon and 2-0 against Newport before we lost to Grimsby. We then went on a little run where we were inconsistent. We won 4-1 in the Papa John's Trophy before we lost to Northampton, Mansfield and Exeter all on the bounce. Finishing September, we won 4-3 at Barrow, and then we kind of started to kick on. It looked like we'd turn the corner by beating Tranmere 3-0, beat Portsmouth 2-1, we beat Burton 4-3, and we beat Doncaster 1-0. However, it all come crashing down when we played against Wrexham. Wrexham absolutely trashed us. They beat us 5-2 in a game where we didn't play very well at all. Moving on though, we bounced back straight away. We won 5-1 in the next game against Carlisle. We then had a 3-3 draw against Crawley. For back-to-back wins against Accrington and Rochdale were followed by back-to-back cup defeats. Firstly in the FA Cup first round against Peterborough, and then a 5-1 defeat against Aston Villa's under-21s in the Papa John's Trophy. We lost 4-1 to Harrogate in League 2. Beat Salford, Stevenage and Notts County though to round out November, and it was looking quite good. Once again though, going into a new month, we found ourselves a little bit inconsistent where we drew 2-2 with Stockport. We had a 2-0 loss to Cheltenham. We then went 3 unbeaten with wins against Bristol Rovers and Tranmere, and that was sandwiched a 1-1 draw with Notts County. So, as I said, that leaves us top of the league on the 1st of January. It's all now looking towards this transfer window to see where we need to strengthen, if we've got enough money to strengthen, and if we can push on into the second half of the season and go on and get another promotion. As you know, we lost in the FA Cup first round to Peterborough. We were knocked out in the first round of the Carabao Cup by Exeter, and we lost in the southern section. We were knocked out in the southern section of the Papa John's Trophy. So let's have a little look at the club finances at this point. So heading into the January transfer window, we actually are in the red, £73,758 negative. We do have a transfer budget of £15,000, and the wage budget though is £27,000, and we're spending £23,000. So there is a little bit of room to go out and improve the playing squad. But with the negative balance, it might be difficult if we are losing money. Might be wise not to spend that 15,000, maybe convert it into the wage budget and see if we can get 1 or 2 free transfers in. Looking at the club vision tab, the board are absolutely thrilled with us. We are currently untouchable. We have an A+ from our chairperson. summarise the board, Phil, you're doing an unbelievable job and you are the right man for the job. So after failing last season's sign under 22s for the first team, we are now passing that. They are pleased with the amount of under 22s that we signed, obviously using that little exploit about bringing in new gens at the start of the game from America, where we are now basically training dual nationality players to come into the team, and when we go through them in a minute, you'll see just how they are developing. Develop players using the club's youth system. They're satisfied, but obviously now we are bringing those types of players in, and we have had that first youth intake. I think that will start to get better. Play possession football. They're happy, pleased with that. Play attacking football. Very pleased with that. Play entertaining football. Pleased with that. And play a high tempo pressing football. They're very pleased with that. So the highlights are a 3-0 victory against Notts County. They're delighted that the team is on course to win Sky Bet League 2 at the moment. However, we still only expect the team to end up winning promotion. So they're giving us a little bit of leeway there. And they were pleased with the humbling of Tranmere. However, they were disappointed with the losses to Aston Villa, loss to Harrogate, and the loss against Cheltenham. Looking at the actionable objectives, working the wage budget, we're on course. Grow the club's reputation. They're reserving judgment at the moment, but with every promotion or every push for promotion that we are going to have, that will, of course, naturally grow. Looking at the current season for the 5-year plan, avoid relegation. We're not going to get relegated, that is certain, so they're delighted with that. Be competitive in the FA Cup. They were happy that we got to the first round. Be competitive in the Carabao Cup. They were happy about that. And they were happy that we didn't get out of the southern section of the Papa John's Trophy. So a little bit strange, because I thought we probably could have had a run at that competition at the first time of playing. Overall, though, we are not winning over the supporters at all, only a C+ there. So they want us to play attacking football, pleased. Play possession football, satisfied. Make the most of set pieces, pleased. Play high tempo pressing football, very pleased. Attempt to avoid relegation from Sky Bet League 2, on course, so they're happy. And then the reasons that they're unhappy, so disappointed about a 4-1 loss to Harrogate, disappointed about the 5-1 loss to Aston Villa, and they're disappointed with Shane Daveron's recent performances. They're happy, though, with the 3-0 victory against Notts County, a 2-1 victory against Bristol Rovers, and a 3-0 humbling of Tranmere. So, a bit of a mixed bag in terms of feedback from both the club and the supporters. But we're definitely heading in the right direction, top of the league, and the job security reads untouchable. So I do think we are going in the right direction. If we go and have a little look at the squad, pick out some of the players that we are currently developing, let's sort them by position, and then they're easy to spot, really, because you will see all of the new gens of what we are looking for, those players that we brought in. So the first one is Kyle Albon. He has played 14 games at this point, scored 1 goal, had 1 assist, a 6.75 average rating. It doesn't show like he's developing very well, but at the age of 18 there is plenty of time for that, and his potential ability says that that is the case. We have Matthew Waite. He has played 11 games with a further 8 from the bench in League 2. He scored 2 goals, had 2 assists and a 6.84 average rating. He is showing signs of development in tackling, penalty taking, passing, marking, corners, anticipation, composure, decisions, positioning, vision. And in terms of his physicals, he's developing in terms of the strength, which is good for his position. Pace is 9, acceleration is now 9. So a player, again, we've bought him for nothing, and we are starting to see the development come through with him. Looking at Shane Daveron, let's have a look at why they're disappointed. So he has shown development in his mentals, but in terms of his technicals there is a bit of decline, and he has improved his stamina. Still at the age of 18, says now he's declared for Ireland, but obviously has that dual nationality. So he's played 14 times in League 2. He has 2 goals, 2 assists, but according to the fans he isn't playing very well at the moment. The next one we're going to go and look at is Harvey Williams Honeyman. I might have said it in yesterday's episode, he actually has landed himself the job as club captain. He's developing very, very nicely. You can see at the top left, he needs a rest at the moment because he has started 24 League 2 games, 1 FA Cup game, 1 Carabao Cup game, 2 Papa John's Trophy. I think he has just earned himself a call up to the USA under 21s or under 20s. So it looks like he has got something, and we have picked up a little bit of a gem in Harvey Williams Honeyman. The final two that we want to have a look at is Jordan Price, or in fact, the final three. Jordan Price, left winger, starting to develop nicely. A few technicals rising, mentals, jumping reach and pace. A 14 is a good one. He's going to be beating his man down the wing. Probably could do better in terms of his finishing. Only scored 3 goals so far, but does have 7 assists from 14 starts and 7 more from the bench. And finally, for the regens anyway, Tony Moore, 18, another one now, Irish. He has started to develop really, really nicely as a footballer. Has played 16 games with 5 more from the bench, 6 goals. We have retrained him to be a deep lying forward, which is quite interesting because when he comes to the club, it probably wasn't the position that he was going to be playing. But we decided to take a bit of a punt on it with his finishing of 13, his dribbling is good, his first touch, and his long shots were all decent. So trying to retrain him into a position that we could use him in has really paid off for us. Finally, the last player to have a little look at is Ezio Torre, 21 years old, Italian. Obviously came in on a free transfer, bounced around a little bit in the lower leagues of English football, but he has really started to excel in League 2. 20 games started, 4 more from the bench. He's got 14 goals with 1 assist, has scored 3 penalties. He's really excelled in the Papa John's Trophy. He got himself a 9.2 average rating there, and he's just a mark under a 7 average rating. So everything going really, really well for Ezio Torre. The whole squad is starting to really develop into what we are looking for. If we go into the squad planner and have a little look at the assistant best report, you can see it's now Boot, Newton, Albon, Raglan, Matheson, Daveron, Williams, Honeyman, Maycock as the midfield 3, Sabara, Kelly and Torre at the top. Torre getting himself the nice little star there. Strengths in the team, decisions, top goal scorer with Torre, transfer budget, wage budget, youth prospect, defensive depth. They're all good things. Weaknesses, overall depth, so we do need to sign more players, which is good that the January transfer window has come in. Maybe there is an option there to go and buy a few more players. Strength, heading, aggression, bravery, agility, determination. There are a few more. We get the idea. We know where we need to improve. Looking at the best 11 then. So in terms of our senior players, it's Boot, Newton, Albon, Raglan, Matheson, Williams, Honeyman, Daveron, Maycock, Sabara, Kelly and Torre. Looking at the purples for the future, right in goal, Giblin, Mansistor, Wilkinson, Solomon, Martin, Christoph, Waite, Price, Leo Wood and Tony Moore. So ones that we really probably should be developing there. We need a deep line forward. Maybe we could train Leo Wood a bit more to play in that role. Christoph and Max Martin could do with training as a DM and a Segundo Volante, and then we could try to improve the overall ratings of our youth team. But once again, going into a new season, or the second half of the season, we will get a new crop of regens, new gens, youth intake, whatever they are, and hopefully we can stumble upon a few good players that we can sign, plug into the team, and hopefully we can take advantage of in the future. Right then, that pretty much wraps everything up at this point. Going forwards, we have the second half of the season coming up. There are a few tricky games. Luckily for us, no cup competitions now to distract us. Means we can crack straight on. What I am going to do though is just go through the month of January. So in the next episode, it will be the January transfer window episode. We'll go through all the ins and outs, give you a little update on where we are in terms of the league position, and then we will power on through to the end of the season, and hopefully we're going to be a League One team by the end of this season. Okay, if you've enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to help the channel. Cannot thank you all enough for sticking by the channel. I know that the content's been a little bit different and I'm working hard to get back to where I was. A little update with Garage, we are almost there. It's very, very close, and hopefully soon I will be back on the videos. Before you do go, don't forget to check out the rest of the channel. There are other Wonder Kids, tactics, let's plays, tips, hints, tutorials, a little bit something for everybody on the channel. So for this one, I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you on the next episode of taking Solihull Moors to the Premier League soon.